All right, Harmony Science Academy, we're doing a part 2 to dividing radicals. So the main thing is for you guys to try this on your own and have not only the answer sheet like always, but in this case, some of these exercises worked out, okay? So let's go ahead and get into that. We should have seen most of us this in class, okay? So the best approach here would have been to factor the radicand, okay? So right, and because of the index, we're going to circle the 4 factors that repeat. So we're left with 3/2. There is no radical in the denominator. We have rationalized the denominator, so we're good to go. Okay. All right, this one again. There's other ways, and always we can do one-on-one ourselves. Okay, but let me propose what I think is the easiest, most consistent approach to what we have done in the past. Okay. So in this case, we're going to go, I think it's tip number 2, where we use a single radical. Okay. Again, most of us saw this in class. This is 3 times 5. This is 3 times 8, the negative. Okay. The fraction alone, forget about what, I know you guys are thinking because of the index 3, there should be a factor repeating 3 times. No, just a fraction in here. Okay, so let's think of PEMDAS parentheses. That's all we're focused on inside. Okay, we've simplified that fraction. So now we have 5 over negative 8. Okay, looks like we're done because we're not dividing by radical, but there's a denominator in the radical. Okay, look at your definition for rationalizing denominator, and that's also illegal. So we're going to go ahead and go backwards now and break them up. Okay. In this case, we would propose to factor the radicand, which is tip number 1. 2 times 2 times 2, which is going to give us the bottom right. Okay. There's no way all you guys are going to get every one of these right the first time, but again, you're just practicing, and the CBA is really not that bad, so all you have to do is keep training. Okay. All right. Let's see here. So that was these. Let's go ahead and jump into these. This is like the second set of notes that you guys have. All right. So in this case, it looks like both of them are divisible by 2. So let's go ahead and take advantage of that. Okay. Negative 2. Whoops. And out here, I did forget the negative. Okay, I just kind of ignored it. So it should be here. I'll put them back here. 1, 2, 3. Circle those and have the negative up here in the front. Okay. Yowza, almost missed that one. All right, so we're going to go ahead and use tip number 2 so that we can reduce that a little more. Negative 1 over 3. Okay. We have a denominator in the radical, so we're going to separate them. Okay. All right. Now this is kind of a tough situation unless you remember how to complete the, I guess in this case the cube, right? So I have 1. I need 3 of them. So there's 2, and 1 more would be 3. Okay, that's going to be perfect. All right. So we now have the negative times these guys is negative 9. in here we've got the 3. I put them together because there's I'm not going to be able to circle 3. Okay, so that's pretty much done. Plus that's the top, so who cares? Okay, the fun part is down here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's going to go ahead and give us, and by the way, we should play the negative game up here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Again, I am going kind of fast, so it's not too long of a video, but hopefully I don't make mistakes here. Okay. So anyways, in this case we do have the negative pop up. Down here we have a 3, and looks like we're good to go. Okay. All right. I'm gonna try and leave this here in case we need to reference it. So let's go ahead and look at 14. I guess I'll go in blue. Okay. So we have. I'm trying to think what to do here. Looks like it's ready to go. So. Alright, looks like this guy's, you know, the dividing inside is not going to help, factoring the radicand is not going to help, so, and of course the conjugate is not going to help, so let's go ahead and just complete the square, or the cube, sorry. So we have 1, 2, so we can have 3. And that's going to give us I'm going to skip the steps here because you guys should know that it'll give us a 3. We circle them and it'll give us a 3. Okay. It turns out to give us the exact same answer. Okay, by coincidence. Kind of weird, but it is what it is. So let's move on to these bad boys, right? Complex conjugate. The square root of 3 plus square root of 2 over itself. Where does this come from? From here. Just change the whatever sign is in there. Alright, so let's leave the top alone, okay? Focus on the bottom. Here's an opportunity to FOIL. 3 times 3 is 9. Now pay attention, I can do square root of 3 times 3 underneath, which would give me 9, or when they're a match, notice how we always kind of keep the match and let ourselves know that there's 2 of them. Okay. When it's not a match, then we can go ahead and multiply like this. Okay, 3 times 2 is 6. All right. This and this is negative 3 square root of 6 and minus square root of 2 squared. Alright. I stayed green there for a while. Let me go back to because of this. Okay. So let's go ahead and realize that the 3 with the minus 3 cancels. The square with the square root will cancel. Okay. And don't just cancel stuff. Make sure that the math you're doing is creating itself. Okay. Don't cheat the system. So the top, we'll leave it like this. Okay, because our main job is get rid of the radical on the bottom. Okay. And I have 9 times 3 and just a 2. So the bottom is going to give us 27, 25. Okay, the top is right. And of course, like always, when you can simplify, do so. Both of them can be divided by 5. So, whoops, it's like a negative over 5. Okay, that gives us 23. Let's go ahead and jump into 24. Don't want to erase it. So let me see if I can scroll down here. I have a feeling I might need this. I don't know. Okay. So let's go and do it in blue. Okay. It shouldn't be bad. I'm guessing it's very similar. So the conjugate. And should I put a -4? No. It's gotta be legitimate. So this divided by itself is 1. Okay. 1 times anything preserves it. Okay, so let's go back to blue. So we got -4. Whoops, hello. -4. Okay. We'll deal with that at the end. That's our focus is down here. Let's FOIL. We got 9 plus 9 square root of 3 minus 9 square root of 3 and minus 9 the square root of 3 squared. Alright. I'm not ready to deal with the top yet. So -9 cancels. Here looks like I have 9 minus 27. So I have -18. This negative will cancel. Plus both of them can be divided by 2, so I'm going to be left with 2. Over 9. Alright, now if you guys look up 24, you'll realize that the answer doesn't match. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to take advantage and go a little further just to show you. You won't have to do something this intense in the CBA, but I'll do it nonetheless. Okay, so we do have this 2, but in here I can factor out a 3, which is 1 plus, whoops, okay, this 3 times 1 plus square root of 3, okay? Again, these are just algebra that I'm applying. Why? Because I wanted to match, in my case, the answer that is given, okay? You guys don't have to get that far. Your main job is to try and work with the bottom. Alright, anyways. So this 3 and this 9 can be divided by 3, so then I'd be left with 2. 1 plus square root of 3 over 3, and finally we can distribute this 2, which is 2 plus 2 square root of 3 over 3. Okay, so we should get a match there. Alright. These are the ones that you guys should take advantage, work on together. And as far as the CFU, these are the ultimate ones that you guys should definitely work out, toy with them. Okay, the worksheet is on Schoology, so you guys can scope out the answers. If you don't want to go that far, you can pause the video and check them out here. But I think that's more than enough. Okay, we'll go and catch you in class, guys.